An incredible relic of Christian archaeology was discovered in the most unlikely of places, beneath an Israeli prison. The prison happened to be located next to the ancient ruins of Megiddo, and Christian theology predicts that Megiddo is the place where the final battle, the apocalypse, will be fought by the forces of good and evil. Well, after years of red tape, the Israeli government has finally decided to move the prison so that the site can be further excavated and hopefully shared with the public in the very near future.
Imagine uncovering an ancient artifact so significant it rivals the Dead Sea Scrolls in historical importance. An artifact that sheds light on the earliest Christian beliefs and directly connects Jesus with God nearly 1,800 years ago. This is the story of the Megiddo Mosaic, a discovery that has captivated archaeologists, historians, and believers alike. Found in an unexpected location and with a rich, compelling history, this mosaic offers us an unprecedented glimpse into the foundations of the Christian faith. Before we dive deeper into this incredible discovery, make sure to subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss any of the fascinating stories we bring to light, connecting faith and history in ways that inspire and inform. Now let's journey to the Jezreel Valley, where a prison expansion project unearthed a piece of history that stunned the world. In 2005, construction teams at Megiddo Prison unearthed a mosaic floor beneath layers of hardened soil. Archaeologists were called in, and what they uncovered left them in awe. The floor belonged to a prayer hall dating back to 230 AD, the oldest Christian worship space ever found. This is an extremely dramatic discovery, said Dr. Yotam Tepper, the lead archaeologist from the Israel Antiquities Authority, IAA. Such an old building of this type has never been found in Israel or anywhere else in the region. But the significance of the find wasn't just in its age. The hall's location, on Roman-occupied land near a Jewish village, told a story of collaboration and coexistence between Jewish and Gentile Christians, something historians had only speculated about until now. The prayer hall itself wasn't grand by today's standards. Its architecture was simple, yet its purpose was profound. It was a safe haven for believers during a time of persecution. At the center of this discovery was the mosaic, a stunning work of art made from tiny tesserae tiles. While beautiful, its value lay not in its aesthetic appeal, but in the truths it revealed. Carlos Campo, the CEO of the Museum of the Bible, called the mosaic the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls, adding, "This object is a way for us to come together and see that these tiny pieces, when placed together, tell a remarkable story of unity." The mosaic featured symbols of faith that predate much of what we associate with Christianity today. A depiction of two fish, for instance, harkened back to the time when the fish served as a covert Christian symbol, a quiet declaration of belief in a world hostile to the faith. But there was more to this mosaic than met the eye. Hidden within its intricate patterns were inscriptions in ancient Greek. These inscriptions were about to challenge everything we thought we knew about early Christian theology. Before we discuss the inscription, let's reflect on what this mosaic represents. The hall was likely used for gatherings where Christians shared meals, worshipped, and celebrated the Eucharist. At the center of this sacred space was a table, likely used for the Eucharist, around which believers would unite. This wasn't merely a room for ritual. It was a living, breathing testament to the courage of early Christians who risked everything to follow their faith. And now the mosaic was about to speak to us across centuries, offering a glimpse into their beliefs. Among the inscriptions, one in particular stood out. Written in Greek, it reads, "The God-loving Akeptus has offered the table to God, Jesus Christ, as a memorial." This line, seemingly simple, is revolutionary in its implications. Archaeologists and scholars, including Leah de Segni, an epigraphist specializing in ancient Greek texts, have emphasized its importance. The phrase God Jesus Christ is written in abbreviated form with a line above the letters, a technique used in sacred texts to signify divine names, she explained. This inscription is the earliest known reference equating Jesus Christ with God. And here's what's truly remarkable. This declaration was made a full century before the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, when the divinity of Jesus was formally affirmed by the Church. The mosaic didn't just tell us about theology, it revealed a community. Other inscriptions mention individuals who contributed to this sacred space. One reads, Gaianus, also called Porphyrius, centurion, our brother, has made the mosaic at his own expense as an act of generosity. This reference to a Roman officer as a brother is groundbreaking. It suggests that early Christians weren't confined to the poor and oppressed, but also included members of the Roman elite. Think about that for a moment. A Roman officer, a representative of the empire, often seen as an enemy of Christianity, helped build a Christian place of worship. What does that tell us about the relationships between early Christians and Romans? It challenges the idea that these groups were always at odds and suggests moments of cooperation and mutual respect. Another inscription honors 5 women: Primilla, Syriaca, Dorothea, Cresta, and Akeptus. Their inclusion is striking because it shows the critical role women played in the early church. Whether as patrons, martyrs, or leaders, these women were pillars of their community. This is one of the few inscriptions where the community itself, not God, is called to remember these women, noted the Museum of the Bible. It's a poignant reminder that their contributions weren't just financial, they were spiritual, foundational, and enduring. What does this discovery mean for us? The Megiddo Mosaic isn't just an archaeological artifact, it's a bridge connecting us to the earliest days of Christianity. Carlos Campos summed it up beautifully. This mosaic tells us about ancient history, the beginnings of Christianity, and the power of unity. And Bobby Duke, director of the Scholars Initiative at the Museum of the Bible, compared its impact to that of the Dead Sea Scrolls, saying, it presents a wealth of new data for church historians. The mosaic's discovery has also reshaped how historians view the relationship between early Christians and the Roman Empire. The fact that a Roman officer contributed to a Christian prayer hall suggests that the divide between pagans and Christians may not have been as stark as previously believed. Today, the Megiddo Mosaic is on display at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C., as part of an exhibition titled The Megiddo Mosaic, Foundations of Faith. Visitors to the museum can now stand where early Christians once gathered, marveling at this breathtaking artifact and imagining the prayers, hymns, and stories shared in that sacred space nearly 2 millennia ago. It will remain there until July 2025, giving visitors a chance to witness this extraordinary piece of history firsthand. After the exhibition, the mosaic will return to Israel, where it will be displayed permanently near its original location. The Megiddo Mosaic is more than a floor. It's a message from the past, a declaration of faith that has endured for nearly 2 millennia. Its discovery reminds us of the courage and devotion of those who came before us, whose faith laid the foundation for the Christianity we know today. As you reflect on this story, let it inspire you to think about the legacy we're building for future generations. How will our faith, our acts of generosity, and our love for one another stand the test of time? If you found this story as inspiring as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's continue exploring the incredible ways history and faith intersect.